Yo, 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 it's your boy Yuck. I'm back again for another installment, all that good stuff. Remember part one was the question and answer session. Now I'm going to finish up the little list right here. YouTube only gives a 10 minutes video, so had to cut it out real short, real quick. So we'll go right to the next question. The last question that we had was the PC game question. The next one says, what video game systems do I own and which are my favorites? If I had to pick any video game system of all time, which I'll tell you right now, I have literally owned every video game system ever made, even some systems that you probably never even heard of. Like I had a Sega Nomad, which was a handheld Sega Genesis. I've had like the Neo Geo Pocket, Atari Lynx, Atari Jaguar, Neo Geo Gold, Panasonic 3DO. I've had like so many video game systems. But most people my age would probably say the original Nintendo, in their opinion, is the greatest video game system of all time. In my opinion, I would have to say the Super Nintendo was my favorite system I ever had. Like I can't tell you how many Nintendo systems I've broken. Probably the funniest story, man, was like Super Mario Brothers 2 was like one of the hardest games to me, and it took me so long. I finally beat the game and found out that fucking motherfucking game was a dream the whole time. Mario was asleep. Wart and all those guys didn't even fucking exist. I literally jumped up in the air and Bruce Lee dragon stomped my fucking Nintendo. 2 pieces. And it took me a little while to get another one because my parents were not too happy. So I have to say the Super Nintendo is my favorite system. The systems that I own right now, I just got rid of my Xbox 360 and I got a PlayStation 3, which to me, man, the PlayStation 3 is so much better. The controls are better. The controller's better, I mean. The games look better. I mean, you don't get as many like achievements because they have trophies or whatnot, but I enjoy it better. Plus, it's a Blu-ray player, and like I got a retarded deal on it, like almost for my crackhead, that good of a deal on it. So, and I didn't have to pay for it. A friend of mine paid for it because it was such a good deal. So that's what I have. I have a PlayStation 3 and I have a PSP. My Sony PSP is like, I play that more than anything. PSP is the most underrated system in the world if you know what to do with it. So I'll leave it at that. So those are the video game systems I own. Favorite video games of all time. My absolute favorite video game series to date of all time is the Metal Gear Solid series. I have literally owned every Metal Gear game ever made on every console. Japanese imports, I've had t-shirts, action figures, comic books, everything. You know, and I think the big reason why I like Metal Gear so much, and also too why it's not a question on here. Well, yeah, it is, but of course I'm sure you can tell my favorite comic book character of all time is Wolverine. And I think the reason why I like Wolverine and Solid Snake so much is because they remind me of my dad. Because, you know, my dad was short, hairy, rode Harleys, smoked cigars, alcoholic, loved to fight, you know, ex-military special ops. So it's like I had so much to relate with those characters because that's how my dad was. So Metal Gear Solid is my favorite series, all the way from regular Nintendo in 1986. And my second favorite video game series is Assassin's Creed. Like Assassin's Creed 3 Brotherhood is about to come out, and I'm like shaking in my boots because I want that game so bad. And then Star Wars The Force Unleashed are probably my favorites. I'm still a big Mario, Zelda, what is it, Sonic. I was always a big fan of those. I'm sorry to burst a lot of you guys' bubbles, but I cannot fucking stand RPGs. I hate them. I like the storylines. Like, I love the storyline for Lunar, and I love the storyline, of course, for Final Fantasy VII. But I just hate that turn-based shit. Because, I mean, like, I hate, like, okay, I'm going to smack you, now I'm going to stand here so you can hit me back. Oh, no, wait, I'm going to do a magic spell so you can't hit me back. It's just too much like masturbation without the payoff to me. So, I can't mess with it. No RPGs. Don't play sports games either. Don't like Madden. The only sports game I would play is NBA 2K11. And the big thing right now, too, is you got the UFC video game, and EA Sports has the EA MMA game. I just got that. Croc Lesnar, you my boy. And EA MMA is a lot better than the UFC game, so definitely pick up the EA MMA game. It's a lot of fun. If you have a PlayStation 3, my PlayStation 3 ID is Macaulay, MCCULLEY728. So there you go. Those are my video games. When Matt opens Omega, will you be a part of it? I'm praying that I am. You know, before I was a wrestler, I was a referee, and everybody told me I was one of the best referees I've ever seen. So I'm hoping Matt will let me like train referees, and I'm getting tights made to wrestle. I'm gonna post pictures of that soon. I'm wrestling December the 4th in Elizabethtown for the Operation Save Foundation, which is a really big deal. All the money goes to charity. It's going to the Children's Miracle Network. Chemo, Phil Shatter on the card, wrestling Kazarian and Matt Morgan from TNA. I'm going to be on it. Team Action's going to be on it. Aiden Chambers, Dustin Tarr, just so many good people. So if you can make it to Elizabethtown, North Carolina, December the 4th, it's going to be great. So come check that out. So I'm hoping I'll be part of Omega. Omega's going to be huge. That and the Hardy Show, man. Some really, really big things are coming up. You guys are going to be really excited. I'm excited too. My top superheroes and villains, of course, is Wolverine from the X-Men, Gambit and Nightcrawler are my favorite heroes, and Superboy from DC. Because, you know, superheroes got tights, masks, capes. Superboy wears high-tech boots, jeans, and a black t-shirt. I always thought that was cool. So Superboy from DC, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, and Gambit from are my favorite superheroes. My favorite villains are Apocalypse, Magneto, and Sabretooth are my favorites on that one. So that's it for that. And the last question was, what are all my tattoos and what do they mean? So, okay, so we'll get right into that. First and foremost, I have this on my hands. I get it all the time everywhere I go. People said they look like bullets, candy corn, rowboats. It's none of that shit, okay? They changed it when the movie came out, but in the comic books, that's how Wolverine's claws come out. Shing! Ha! Ah! So that's where that came from. Then I have Wolverine right here on my forearm. And as you can see the little triangle point on his hand right there. That's where the claw things come from. So that's Wolverine on my forearm. That hurt pretty bad down here. Next up, we have Nightcrawler holding onto a cross. Like I said, next to Wolverine and Gambit is one of my favorites. And the story behind this one was I actually lost both my parents in the same year. My dad passed away of liver cancer because he was an alcoholic. So that shows you right there, guys. You know, I drink, but I only drink on occasion. I drink a little bit. I don't drink to get drunk. I don't go out and get crazy because, you know, my dad died from it. I don't want to die. You know what I mean? So don't overdo it on the alcohol. And then my mom, bless her heart, she passed away 2 weeks before the year anniversary of my dad. A blood clot formed in her leg while she was asleep, and she passed away. And the doctor said she just pretty much died of a broken heart, which is what happened to Johnny Cash, man. Johnny Cash didn't make it 6 months. When two people are that in love, you know, it happens. So, yeah, I lost both my parents. And so I got the cross for my parents, but I wanted to keep it X-Men related. So that's why I got Nightcrawler on there. Because people get tattoos just to get tattooed. Because they want to look like a badass. They go to the wall, they say, I want that. Well, I wanted all my tattoos to mean something. So I'm trying to stick with the theme. So next we got Magneto, which is, you know, one of my favorite inks that I have. One of my favorites. You see where it goes like that? Most of my tattoos were done by a guy named Kerry Long, who used to work for Shannon's Gas Chamber Ink and moved back to Asheville to be with his family. He did probably 90% of my tattoos. He started this, but Crash, Shane, you can follow him at the Crash brand, did the other filling in, the color and all that stuff. So that one's that. I'm sorry, I talk way too much. So this is another 10-minute limit, so I'm going to have to come back one more time and finish it up. I promise that'll be the last one. I only got like a couple more tattoos to show you guys. So I'll be right back after these messages. Yuck mode off again.